Howdy guys, as you can probably tell, is a video about converting the becoming popular Lidl's chuck glider. I had a few requests on how I put mine together, so I thought I'd do a quick overview for you. So, right, what's in the box? No unboxings here. One wing, one fuselage, one horizontal stabiliser. So first off, you've got to get the canopy off. I just get a knife under there and a bit of prizing and they come off. You get a free bolt as well, if that's any use to you. So, on conversion number one that I did, I started out, it was going to be just a slope sawer, but we're fairly lacking in slopes around here, so I decided to throw a motor on it. Construction, fairly simple to be honest. All I did was I flattened the wings, literally bent them over my knee, nothing fancy, to take the dihedral out. As you can see, fairly easily done. Give it a bend. Some guys are doing it with steam over the kettle. I went for brute force. So I put them over my knee, take the bend out, and then use a good packing tape. A couple of rows on the underside, that keeps the shape. After that, I put a couple of slices in the wing, just with a good sharp craft knife. Make sure it's a sharp one because it's quite strong, this foam, and the sharper the knife, the less chance you have of slicing yourself. So a couple of slices through the wing, and I just use some 1.2mm carbon and embedded a couple of those in the wing with a bit of CA. So that's the wings covered. On this one I did a 3/4 length ailerons. I'll measure those roughly for you. Yeah, I just drew round a standard 12-inch plastic ruler for the width and the length. Embedded in the wing, sorry, keep disappearing off camera. Embedded in the wing, just a couple of regular, cheap and cheerful 9-gram plastic gear servos. Slotted in the wing like so. Control linkages in the usual way. And that's your ailerons. Plenty of throw on those. This thing will spiral on a sixpence. For the tail, I think that's a 7-gram servo. I just happen to have kicking around. Same again. Slice in the tail. Cut a little V slot to enable it to tilt. Bit of tape. Oh, sorry. A little bit of tape to make the hinge. Job's a good one. Absolutely loads of throw there. Right, compartment. With a compartment, it's not too tricky. A little bit of brute force and ignorance. I get a blunt knife underneath there, prise it up a little. It's only held on with a bit of hot glue, and tear it off. You get a free bolt. I think I already said that, but anyway. Then again, good sharp craft knife. Carve out your bay. I find just cut it into cubes and then get a pair of needle nose pliers and you can just pluck it out. Comes out easy peasy. Remember, good sharp knife though. Right, so in this one I've run on a little 850. These are all parts I just happen to have kicking around, so there's no rhyme or reason to any of it really. A little 850 3 cell. 20 amp speed controller, taped on the side because it was getting a little bit hot inside. And it's a little bit tight for room. And this motor is a 2208 2300 kV. A little 5x3 prop on there. Plenty quick enough. Great little park flyer, this one. And I just cut an inch or two off the nose. Used a cross mount, regular cross mount. I'm sure you guys have got them kicking about. Basically a smaller version of that come with a lot of these little motors anyway. Stuck on the front, a couple of little screws tapped into there, straight into the foam. A little bit of tape just to keep the wires tidy and to stop the screws working loose. So that's version 1. Nothing fancy, nice and simple, good bit of cheap fun. The one addition on this one, because the tails are fairly bendy, I've just introduced a little bit of 1.2mm carbon down the tail. Just gives it, it's still fairly flexible, but gives it enough rigidity for looping the loop and generally throwing it around. CG on this one's about 50mm from the lead edge. She's a tad nose heavy still, but flies fine. And I've actually cheated slightly and taped a couple of pennies back there. Check the video out. I've got a video up. You can see how that one goes. Good fun. Right. Number 2, which was a bit more of a challenge. Same principle with the front side of it and the flattening of the wing. Carbon spars glued in. Went with slightly shorter ailerons on this one, but still plenty responsive. I bought a metre of 4mm carbon tube on this. I ran a groove in the underside of the wing, 10 centimetres deep, with just a soldering iron tip. Melted a groove, so there's 10 centimetres in the wing, set in with hot glue. There's 30 centimetres, which was the original length of the plane originally. Same principle at the back. Groove with a soldering iron, hot glue. This was fairly flexible. A couple of carbon spars set in CA glue. Vertical stabilisers, because I wanted it to look matching. I actually split the one that I cut off down the middle. So basically I cut the body here, and then I cut this off here, and then I split that down the seam, which was a bit of a fiddle to be honest, and then the cat decided to chew on it and messed it all up. So, but that became too flimsy, so I just doubled it up by sticking an inner skin of just regular foam board on the inside, tacked on with a bit of glue and a bit of tape to try and make it look roughly the same colour as the tail. This one's got a Radjet motor on it, which I think is an 1850 kV, and I think that's a 5.5x5 prop. She's plenty quick enough. Very simple motor mount, little block of wood that I had kicking around off another mount, hot glued on, nothing fancy. This one's got a 30 amp ESC tucked under there, bit of cooling, and kept the CG pretty good. Ailerons on this one, a little bit shorter, just where the dihedral was, and these are 17 centimetres long by about 3 deep. Yeah, 17 centimetres by 3 deep. Same again, cheapy 9g plastic servos, plastic gear servos, about £1.50 a pop. Cheap as chips. The most challenging part of this one was the elevator. So I ran a link through a bit of tubing, and I've mounted, again, 9g cheapy servo up the front there. This was all about keeping the CG, keeping the weight forward. It was a little bit of a fiddle, but it works a treat. And that is way more than I actually need. Inside this one, same again, carved out, good sharp scalpel, craft knife, sorry, little receiver jammed inside, wires all come up through the side of the body, servo wires just run in slices, top of the wing and poking the side of the fuse, all hidden by the sticker. You get the free stickers with it as well. Bargain for £8. And that one I've been running on a 1.3 1300 3S. Fits in there a treat. Again, check the video, you'll see that one flying. Good fun. So, moving swiftly along, Mark III. So this one, a bit radical maybe, was a bit more of a challenge. So same as usual with the wing, straighten the wing out, carbon strip in the underside of the wing, and there's packing tape, black wing tape over the top of that. Again, same again, cut the back off, cut the tail section off here, and then I sliced it flat through there, and then on the body, which would be there, I cut a flat shelf which that then sits in. Hope that comes out on the camera. So I just cut a flat body there, and I put a couple of upright pegs again of the carbon tube just to give it a bit of rigidity there. Stuck on hot glue, nice and simple. I did try this one with short ailerons, sorry, but it wasn't so responsive. So I flattened the wing out, took the ailerons right off and replaced them with 4mm balsa, which helped keep the wing straight as well, funnily enough. A couple of layers of black wing tape as a hinge, nothing fancy. Again, 9 cheapy servos, cut into the wing just there, one on either side obviously, and I went for some fairly rigid control horns there because there's a fair bit of leverage on them, so I went for the bolt through type. Again, all stuff I had kicking around. What else is there to say about that one? This one's got a Race Star 2205 2300 kV motor, and that's a 6x4 prop. 30 amp ESC, cheapy from Banggood, although I think there's a little bit of sinking issue with this motor because it's such a high kV, which is a bit clunky on start up, but once she's going, she's going. Again, same in board, inside the fuse, just a simple tape hinge, a couple of magnets that I had kicking around, hollowed out the fuse in the usual fashion, and in this one I've just glued in a couple of lollipop sticks, ice lolly sticks, just to give the nose a little bit more strength. Same as before. Oh, excuse me. 1300 3S, fits in there a treat. So that one's nice technical securing there, high spec elastic band, and because this one's got no tail and it's technically a flying wing, the CG is a little bit further forward here on about 38mm where I've got the pins. So again, you can check out the video. Goes pretty well, that one. You don't need a lot of throw on it. You need, because it's a wing, you need some reflex on it, which I had about, I'd say, 4 mil, maybe 5 mil of reflex on the back of that one. And with the CG on the 38, 40 mil mark, she flew pretty nice. Like I say, you only want about 40% rates on this because she will loop in a sixpence. So anyway, there you go. Very crude presentation, I know, but maybe help you guys out who've been asking me a few questions. So all I can say is get out to Lidl, and if they've got any left, buy as many as you can. I've got 2 more that I need to come up with something else to do with, so if you've got any ideas, drop a comment in the comments box. Alright, thanks for watching. Happy building.